Hello everybody, my name is Shelly and welcome to my channel where we're just, I don't know, ladies of a certain age, or try to get adjusted here, ladies of a certain age that we're not makeup artists. We're doing the best we can with what we have. We understand that it's just makeup. At the end of the day, it just washes off and we like to play. So today I have kind of an interesting thing. So there's this Instagram page, channel, whatever, this gal on Instagram, Trendmood. And if you watch any influencers and they talk about new releases and will I buy it, they usually reference the Trendmood page. She's just late breaking information, whatever's coming out. She usually posts links. There's usually a Trendmood coupon. She just really does a very good job. So most influencers or most YouTube, the people that are on YouTube that do beauty channels, but when they do the Will I Buy It, they usually reference her. So I always watch her stuff as well, mainly just for like the dates it's gonna launch, you know, that type of thing. She also does a, every so often you'll see that she does a curated box. It's not really a subscription, but you have to kind of be notified of it, and then she has limited quantity, and they're usually very well done. However, they're not usually ones, I mean, I haven't bought any of them so far. I feel bad. I do want to support her, but I just haven't bought any of them. There hasn't been enough, it's either, for me personally, it's either, well, I already have a bunch of those things in the collection, or I wasn't interested in them before, so why would I buy them now just to support her? I try to draw the line sometimes. I don't need all of the makeup. Recently, she did a collab with Morphe. And this is the Trendmood XOXO Sophie. It's a Morphe haul. And these are her favorites of favorites. Sorry, I had to move my camera just a little bit. It was driving me crazy. See, I'm not, the equipment stored over there. You don't care. Anyway, so this Trendmood box, and it's Morphe. And if you guys have been around before, you know I don't hate Morphe products at all. Similar Morphe box. And inside is curated a selection of some of apparently her favorite Morphe products. At least that's what they say. So I thought I'd go through and kind of show you what is in there, and then I thought maybe we would do a look. Now, I have a lot of Morphe palettes. I don't want to say I have all of them. Like I didn't buy any of the James Charles ones. But anyway, but there was, the palette that was in here was one that I had wanted for a long time, but just couldn't justify it. Not because it's expensive, but because it's a big palette. And the color story, I felt like I already had in other things. So it's like, do I really want to just buy that? Well, when it came in this, I was like, okay, I'm apparently meant to have this in my collection. I want to think this was maybe, for some reason, $44 is coming out of me, but I'll have to fact check myself. So there is in this box a palette, and this palette is the 350O Supernatural Glow. If I recall, these are all very warm fall colors. It's not new, it's been out for a long time. And then there's a few other products that are in here. So we do have a Make It Big, I think we get this as a mascara, right? Yeah, volumizing mascara. So we get a little like travel size of the Make It Big mascara. We've got a Suva Beauty Hydra Liner. That I'm not really sure about, but it looks like it comes with an eyeliner brush. So that'll be fun. And then we've got a Make It Big brush tip liquid liner. I don't know that I have any brush tip liquid liners. It's interesting that we've got two different ones. I wonder what color this is. You know, you look at it and you go, is it white? Is it glitter? Is it like, what color is it? So I'll have to find that out. And then the last thing in here is the P. Louise Base 2. This is a eyelid primer. I do have a P. Louise base. I haven't used it in a while though. So I thought it was kind of a fun little collection. I figured we would put it onto a not quite a face full of Morphe, but maybe a pretty good collection of Morphe products. I don't think I brought a Morphe blush in here, but oh, I picked up two other things. Never mind. I picked up two other things when I placed this order. I also picked up the Out and About Flirty Nude Lip Duo, and this is in the shade Flirty Nude. I think it's a lip liner and a liquid lip maybe. And then there's Wonder Tint Cheek and Lip Mousse. This is from Morphe too, which was that kind of build towards the younger demographic. But because it's a cream type blush. I thought, why not? We'll try a cream type blush. We have a couple other things here. I'm actually going to go in with the Morphe Fluidity Matte Foundation. This is in shade 2.6. I don't recall if this is the right color for me, but we'll find out. Okay, it's not too bad. A little yellow, but not horrible. Oh yeah, that looks better over there. I just want to get out of the shade. So I thought this would be kind of a fun way to sort of do our makeup together and kind of chit chat and just let you guys know that I was thinking about you and stuff like that. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what's been going on. What's new? Do you guys feel like the terror of 2020 is now in a rearview mirror as we quickly approach 2022? I know that kind of snuck up on everybody and sort of hit everybody hard. But now I feel like people have just kind of gotten over the shock of it. I think about my earlier videos and my goal was really not to not address a situation. I've since stopped really kind of addressing a current events and stuff like that. Not because I'm insensitive to it, I'm just the opposite. I've actually watched too much TV, or too much news, too many YouTube news channels while I'm working. It's just kind of a good background noise for me. Boy, I look really washed out, don't I? We'll fix that. Yeah, well, I think back my first videos during the pandemic and the lockdown and all that, and my goal was always to just sort of kind of acknowledge it, but to be as normal as possible, to kind of just keep things going. I feel like I need a little concealer under my eyes here, so I'm just gonna grab, this one's just kind of a tried and true. This is the Garnier Under Eye Brightener. I don't know if that's gonna help or not. My camera likes to auto adjust the lighting, and I gotta figure out how to make it not do that because it doesn't always work in my advantage here. It's either too bright or too dark, and I feel like it's dark when it focuses on me. Okay, so foundation's on. I'm gonna try this blush. I do have a bronzer too, which will help significantly matching my neck to my face. These feel very similar to, say, the e.l.f. putty blushes. Maybe, I don't know if they're a little smaller. They're heavier, they're like a heavier glass as opposed to the plastic, just in case you were all curious. Texture feels a little moussey. Probably not wearing the right color today. And I just realized that this being more of a pink blush as opposed to more of a kind of an apricot blush might not really go with the look, but let's just see. So far, so good. I mean, it kind of went over that foundation. I didn't set the foundation with any powder or anything. Sometimes I found that when I use cream blushes, that really does help the blush to kind of adhere to the powder. I know that sounds weird and counterintuitive, but through trial and error, I've gotten so frustrated with cream blushes that lift the foundation. This Morphe Fluidity foundation seems to have locked into place pretty good, and because it's a matte formula, I think it works really well. I don't feel like it's lifted up that foundation. I don't feel like the brush and the blush have lifted up that foundation very much. Maybe just a little tiny bit, but really not horribly. Okay, so as far as a cream blush goes, this isn't bad. I think really my favorite is probably let's say maybe Honest Beauty, probably my favorite cream blush. I don't mind the e.l.f. ones. This just reminds me of that with the type of pot it comes in. Okay. There you go. There's a cream blush. We might have to come back to it and adjust things a little bit. I am going to use the Morphe bronzer. I picked this up in a recent haul. If you guys have watched it, you've seen this one before, but we're just going to grab a brush here, and it's huge. This is like a ginormous pan of bronzer. I don't know that, I mean, I guess if you, it would take you all year unless you're a huge over abuser of bronzer. And I am kind of using this bronzer to sort of contour a little bit too, mainly because it's not as orangey as some bronzers can be, and it's also a matte bronzer. This is the Glamazon, right? Glamabronze Face and Body Bronzer. The originator is the shade. It's probably the reason why it's so huge is so that you could use it on your body. People bronze their body like that? Your minds want to know. I'm waiting for I ordered glasses online after I went in recently. I'm waiting for my contacts to show up. They haven't, but I ordered glasses. You guys, this is so weird to me to even say. I'm usually a big proponent of shopping local and supporting local businesses. You have to also be competitive. And the local eye doctor where I got my vision exam, I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, random story. But the local eye doctor where I got my vision exam from, they're like, oh, well, because now your insurance has moved off network, we offer a discount. I'm like, okay, great. And well, if you buy contacts, and we'll give you frames up to $165. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I looked at what it would be to get my lenses, and it was like $600. And I was just like, for glasses, lenses. Not super thrilled about that. So I went on to Coastal where I've ordered stuff before. I got 2 complete sets of glasses for myself, 2 complete sets of glasses for my son. And now there was a coupon, there was like a discount, I think, going on, but I don't think it was fantastic. I mean, it wasn't like a, you know, free discount or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't like it was like it was a discount off of something. Anyway, I got 4 pairs of glasses, 2 for my son and 2 for me, complete glasses, transitionals, bifocals, everything like that for me. And the total was $3 more than just the 1 pair of glasses at my eye doctor. I don't know why. This company is coming out of Vancouver, BC. They're not that far away. Okay, I forgot to tell you, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but in the Trendmood box came this Morphe lip gloss as well. So we're gonna actually try this Pout and About. Is that what it's called? Out and About. I mess it up every time. Out and About Flirty Nude Lip Duo. It's got a lipstick and a lip gloss. We'll just try it. I thought it had a lip liner, but I was wrong. Okay, these colors actually look kind of pretty. They, again, might not be the right colors for this. Nice gloss, actually. That's really pretty. Okay, you probably can't see it because I have the ring light. And I had swatches earlier. So there's certain lip liners that just don't want to budge, and those are good. Okay, here's the actual lipstick. Probably a little warmer. No, actually, you know what? That's going to be perfect. I've got a Morphe lip liner here. We're going to just take Sweet Tea. Kind of a tried and true for me. I think if I were to do a curated favorites of Morphe products, Sweet Tea would probably be the lip thing in there. Okay, I'm just gonna try their lipstick on right now. It's a pretty thick formula. The color actually I don't mind. I think it is good for this time of year. Like a nude lip, perfectly fine with it. My blush right now seems a little bold, but I think it's because I don't have eyeshadow on. I'll fix it. Okay, and then I was gonna use her gloss, or use the gloss that came in the kit, but now I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't use. We're gonna wait. We'll see. We'll swatch both and we'll decide together as a couple. We should. You guys, I really want to know what this eyeliner is here. Oh. Okay, so it is white. Wait, what is this? Hold please. So this is a water-activated cake eyeliner. Water-activated cake eyeliner. Hydro liner. Activate using a wet makeup brush. Remove using warm water and makeup remover. Okay, so, I mean, it's a, sorry, you guys. Not a real YouTuber. So this is a white eyeliner. Maybe waterline. I don't really do like the graphic, super edgy stuff, so maybe that's what she intended. I probably should have watched a video on this. Recommend going to experts to figure this shit out. Okay, you guys, let's go in with the P. Louise Eyelid Primer. This is, like I said, in 2, which I think might be the shade that I already have. I suspect what I have is perhaps packed. I've got a trip coming up here. I've got a couple trips coming up here pretty soon. I say that like, oh, I get to go somewhere fun. I mean, I guess I kind of do, but not really where I want to be. Like, I really want to be back. The fall, I really feel like the best times to go to the UK, for instance, or to Europe, just kind of in general, is really like September, October, or perhaps May or early June before schools get out. The shoulder seasons. Anyway, so when I get onto Facebook, I've got all these, you know, memories or whatever else, and every day it's like, oh, you were getting currency for this trip, or here's a picture of your passports when you got it renewed, or here's, you know, whatever. And it just makes me want to be over there. So I didn't do anything with my eyebrows. I probably had to do that really fast here. You guys are getting tired of seeing this Benefit. Is this the Goof Proof? Yeah, Benefit Goof Proof. It's just so easy. I know people are like, oh, it takes me so long to do my eyebrows. Don't you have better things to do with your time than futzing with your eyebrows? I don't know. For me, I like a formula that, and an applicator where I can kind of fill it in where it's maybe a little sparse, maybe give it a little definition, a little lift. I try to give myself a little bit of lift right in through there. And then I brush to sort of distribute the product and kind of buff it in. That way it doesn't look like any kind of streak or thicker area. Sometimes I need to happen a little bit more just because I don't want to draw attention to my eyebrows. We don't want Sharpie brows. We don't need any of these big crazy brow moments. I just want them to frame my face. Isn't that what eyebrows are supposed to do? And the reason why I keep using this one is because it's sitting right here. I have like this little container. Oh, with an awesome cap that says underestimate me. That'll be fun. Do you want to know what my personality is really like? There you go. Okay, you guys, so eyelid primer's on. We're going to give it just a second here. Let's take a look at this. So I've got still mascara and an eyeliner, liquid eyeliner, and then that cake liner. But this is the Supernatural Glow palette from Morphe. Similar Morphe type packaging. They usually do this kind of matte plastic. If you've seen any of my, you know, Shop My Stash videos, you'll have seen this type of thing before. That's what the palette looks like. It is a large neutral, warm-ish palette. The names, just like a lot of Morphe palettes, the names are printed on a protective, like, little cover. And I can't be bothered to read that, so sorry. What I'm gonna do, if you guys are feeling along, if you guys are following along with me, or if you have this palette and you want to kind of do something similar or whatever, or a similar color story, some of these, frankly, kind of remind me of other palettes we've seen. Reminds me a little bit of Tati's palette with this kind of orangey color and the bronze and the cooler tones, and I don't know why, but I feel like these are similar shades to maybe other products you might already have in your collection. So no need to go out and rush and buy this. However, if you do decide to go pick this up, use Trendmood as a code. I don't have my own personal code because I don't, you know, I'm not sponsored or affiliated by anybody. Okay, you guys, I wanna, as I open this up, my first thought is I wanna do something with these kind of orangey colors. And I think that bronzer helped my blush look not so pink, which is actually kind of cool. So I'm gonna go into this kind of apricot-y shade right here. I'd say it's almost a terracotta, not quite pumpkin. And a little bit of kick up, but absolutely get what you see, what you see is what you get as far as like color pigment. And I'm kind of using a small brush. This is a Sigma brush, Sigma E42, in case you're a little curious. I rarely tell you guys what brushes I'm using because I just go for like the generic idea here. This is something that I think I probably need a little bit bigger brush, frankly. I have another big brush. Oh, here's a little bit bigger brush. This one's, this is a Morphe brush. The Morphe E22. I go back in and get a little bit more. Always moving around to let me know that she's here. But this is going to give me a little bit more of a gradient look, I think, because I can apply it and then I can buff it out, and the colors that I'm going to put on top are hopefully going to blend in with it. I like that. I just kind of put it, you know, above where I want my crease to be, because I don't like exactly where my crease is. It's an optical illusion of makeup. And then I kind of buff it up a little bit to help it diffuse. If you guys are coming here for makeup tips, there's better channels. That, but maybe not ones that love you as much as I do. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go back into that smaller brush, and I really kind of want to take a darker brown. I'm gonna go in eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's take this one right in the middle here. It's maybe a little, airs on a little cooler side, but not overly cool. So I'm gonna deposit the majority of that product right where I want my crease. Now, it's gonna look high, right? My crease is actually right down here, and I'm bringing it up because I want to give my eyes a little bit more depth. I want to try to recede that hood a little bit, and I want to give my lid a little bit more real estate, which is hard to do when you've got a smaller hooded eyelid to begin with. This is just going to be a simple fall pumpkin spice look today, you guys. Okay, once I've got the color in there, maybe darken this up just a little bit. And my experience with the Morphe line is it doesn't really go patchy unless you buff it too much, and then you just kind of keep applying it and it works itself out here. So now that I've applied that color, I'm just taking my first brush. I didn't grab any more product, but I'm kind of blending it in because I don't want there to be a harsh line. Oh, so aside from travel, how are you guys doing? I mean, this is the kind of time of year that I'd really like to be traveling because that's what I usually do in September and October. And now I'm 2 years behind on my Europe trips. Camera decided to die on me for no particular reason. Don't know why. I'm hoping that I have another battery because I see that this battery is kind of going on. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this video before my battery dies again. I want to go in, man, I really want to use this dark, almost like a brick shade out here. Wow, that's really pretty. So I feel bad now. I gotta be honest. I really thought this palette was gonna be just all brown. Like, I was worried that, oh, it's like, do I really need another brown tone palette? And I think when I thought about it being a little bit more, you know, supernatural glow or whatever, is that what it's called? Yeah, supernatural glow. Kind of started feeling like, okay, well, maybe there's more sunset-y kind of colors, but it didn't really resonate that there would be oranges. And this color is not an orange. I mean, this is a burgundy. Almost, I don't want to call it wine, but it's definitely a burgundy. Kind of want to use this sort of terracotta color, and we're just going to tap that into that burgundy, warm up the whole situation here. So far, I have only used matte. To me, that's feeling very 90s, kind of matte moment. Although I think in the 90s we didn't wear too many orange mattes, and we definitely were getting into, well, in the 80s, late 80s, we were really getting into kind of neutral tans and browns and things like that. Maybe more gold, away from the bright colors and the crazy pastels. Electric colors. but I feel like we didn't really get into oranges until really the whole 90s supermodel thing. I think we got a little bit more oranges. Okay, I feel like I got a little tiny bit patchy right here. Yeah, and here's the thing. It layers so beautifully that even if you do find that you've got a little patchy situation going on, layer a little bit more on top of it, blend out the edges, and you are good to go. I'm going to color switch that a little bit just in case I had any extra, and I'm just sort of buffing out that top edge. Oh, sorry you guys, here I am doing all tutorial type thing, and I don't normally do that. Okay, so I want to grab a shimmer, and I think, I'm sorry that I'm staying to these warm sides, but I think that's kind of what I really need to do with this particular palette right now. I'm just kind of feeling all pumpkin spice warmy cozy, you know. I do have a little bit of fat fingers situation going on here, and that's, you know, that's okay, but I try to switch hands, even though this is not my dominant hand right now, because I want to get kind of a relative same placement. Instead of going like this, I want to be able to swipe it the same way I swipe to this side over here, and kind of keep it on the soft part of my finger. Sometimes when and you'll see that in videos, when I do the same, so like this one right now, I've traveled that shadow underneath my eyes because of my fat fingers. And sometimes I'll just kind of buff it into whatever else is out there to sort of incorporate it. I think this is actually a really pretty palette. I think there's enough neutral warms in here so that if you're somebody who, you know, like, or not neutral, but like cool tone or neutral warms, you got this, you know, kind of section in the center. Sorry for the ring light glare. You've got some really beautiful gold, champagne, you've got your tans. I think this is great for everyday workwear, or everyday if you're more of a minimalist. I think it would be super easy to put together, you know, a matte or two, or maybe even a pop of shimmer. In fact, I kind of need that, don't I? I kind of need to pop a little shimmer. I think I'm going to use this gold right here. We're going to grab just a little bit of that, and right here, kind of push it up into that other shimmer. I don't want like a huge, you know, glimmery whatever. I just want a little bit of lightness, kind of cover up a little bit of that blue shadow that I have going on right there. Not an intentional blue shadow, but more like a shadow that occurs because I probably didn't get enough sleep. And I don't really have much left on my brush, but I'm going to take whatever the left of it is and bring it up, push it up into kind of like the highest point of my eyebrow to give my eyes just a little bit of lift. Who doesn't need that in our age? Okay, so I'm not upset that I have this palette now. I think that, you know, the colors are probably similar to other things. If you don't like ginormous palettes, by all means, don't go out and just get the big palette just to have it. If you needed it in your collection, or maybe the one you had before was expired, I have zero issues with this palette. I think it's perfectly fine. I don't know why it took me so long to, well, I needed the right time. The right time was when this Trendmood box came out here. Okay, I'm trying to take out my little, it's called 610. It's a Suma brush, and it kind of goes along with this Space Panda cake liner. So we got a little bit of a brush. I'm going to grab a little setting spray just to kind of wet the brush down a little bit. And then I'm going to go into this cake liner, and let's just do kind of an inner waterline thing. So I got the brush wet, and I'm just sort of running it over the brush, or running it over the cake liner. Oh yeah, okay. I think what I like about this is I feel like it didn't give me like this huge like anime kind of eyeliner situation as far as inner corner or waterline type eyeliner. Yeah, I think that one okay. I don't feel like it really traveled into my contacts too much because I'm wearing contacts right now. You guys probably figured that out because I'm not wearing glasses. You guys are so smart. Oh my gosh. Did you guys watch Steve from Blue's Clues video? I don't know about you guys, but that kind of tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. Okay, you know what? It's pretty subtle, which is probably my preference. I'm actually gonna take it a little bit down here too, kind of lighten up that space. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more because it's not something I normally do. I feel like I've got a little bit of fuzzy in my contacts, so that's not good. Could be because I don't know what I'm doing. It could be that I didn't get the brush wet enough, or wasn't specific enough. I don't know. This is that brush liquid liner. I'm guessing this is a black. Let's just kind of see. I shook it a little bit. Oh yeah, it's pretty fine. Now, I have used one other Morphe liquid liner before, and it was so wet. I think it came out in the Lipstick Nick collaboration. But again, could be that I didn't know what I was doing either. That went on okay. It doesn't feel like that's traveled too much. I'm just putting a little bit on because I like to give myself a little bit of a cat eye. kitten eye, not a cat eye. I don't really do a cat eye liner. And I did have to kind of go in and shake it again. I feel like it went on very thin. I mean, not thin formula, but like the line went on pretty good. Went on pretty thin, which is good because I'm not really a fan of a huge thick liner just because I don't have enough real estate to begin with. I feel like this is probably a liner that if you were going to do the fox trend, the fox eye, you know what I'm talking about, where you kind of go all the way in and stuff. I feel like you could probably pull that off pretty good with this liner. I need to stop while I'm ahead here. I think I'm going to start making a mess if I'm not careful. Okay, yeah, liner's fine. I will use this again. And I'm not normally somebody who likes liquid liner to begin with, but then, you know, you put it in a package that's either the formula is too liquidy or the dries out. Sometimes you get the felt tips that dry out. Those are not good. Okay, we're gonna grab the Make It Big Morphe mascara. And again, this is just a small little travel size. I don't know that I have any other Morphe mascaras right now. I thought I did, but I'm not really sure. I've got a drawer of mascaras and I'm trying to make a conscious effort to go through and use up the stuff that I've already opened before they go bad. Kind of a good reason to try out one of the small travel sizes so that you can really see if the brush is going to work for you, if the formula is going to work for you without committing to a big one. Now I can tell you that upon first application is not spectacular. We're gonna let it dry down a little bit. Let me do the other side. I'll be right back. We'll put on a second coat. Okay, you guys, a couple coats of mascara in now, and I'm feeling like I like it a little bit better, but I need to do something underneath my lower lashes here. So let's grab a little brush. This is another Morphe brush, Morphe 36. I haven't used very many brushes here. We've used most of these oranges. I didn't use this kind of brighter, sort of pinky coral color. I think I'm gonna use this one right here. This is that kind of pumpkin-y orange color. And we're just going to kind of go underneath lower lash line right here. Just to kind of tie it in to the top. Which one did I use? This one? Yeah, I used that one. Tie it into the top, kind of smudge any mascara that sort of got onto that lower lash line. Just kind of smokes it out a little bit. Non-pro tip. You know what? For today, for just a little easy makeup, I'm just gonna leave well enough alone right here, right now. This feels all warm and fall and cozy. Okay, let's try her lip gloss. Let's see what this looks like with this warm Morphe palette here. This seems like it's maybe a little bit more of a kind of a pinky rosewood. Yeah, this is the one that came with it. Oh, it's actually kind of like a rose gold color. Okay. Oh, pretty. Cupcake? It's not me calling you cupcake. It smells like cupcakes and I'm hungry for cupcakes. It's like buttercream frosting. Okay, you guys, this was a pleasant surprise. I was familiar with a couple of the products like the P. Louise eyeshadow base. It's a solid base. I think they come in a, sorry, my hair's a little crazy right now. I think it comes in a variety of colors. So if you do have different skin tones, fine. The one that came in this kit seems to work perfectly fine for me. Feel free to go check out Sophie on Trendmood. She's Trendmood 1, I believe. And she's wealth of information, late breaking information. I probably had to put on some setting powder and some setting spray. So I'm gonna go do that. I wish you guys a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you're doing really well, and I hope the seasons are transitioning well for you. I hope your family is doing okay with all of the stuff that's been going on lately. Just know I'm not minimizing when I don't talk about it. I want to be sensitive. I know there's certain things that trigger people, and I just want you to know that I care about. So, all right, you guys, until my next video.